Well, it's the perks of doing a live video using your phone as a device to record your videos. Maybe I should start using the iPad. I use the phone because it's got better quality, but I might have to start using the iPad. So we'll let everybody get back in here. If I shut the phone down on silent mode, so hopefully it'll hold the phone calls. Yeah. I gotta reset this thing. Frickin' Justin, I swear to God. Alright. What's up, Joe? How you doing? Alright, so I know I was reading the comments as the stream got screwed up. And I know somebody was saying something about company bullshit and them not holding their word and such. Unfortunately, that's what you get when you deal with the companies. Now, the one thing that you guys got to remember is that you're dealing with recruiters. So, in some cases, they are going to feed you exactly what you want. They're going to tell you anything and everything that you want to hear just to get you there. Because the way that they look at it is if they can get you there, that they can. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to say, oh, I came all this way, screw this, I'm going to go back home. So, I mean, if they can get a couple of loads out of you, they're going to make quite a bit of money. So, unfortunately, there are companies out there that will feed you a line of shit just to get you in the door. I'm watching Prime try to do a pull through.
Say a command.
And he ain't gonna make it. So, is it possible to not have a company logo on your truck? Just have a blank trailer and truck with just your DOT numbers. Is it possible? Yeah. If you want to open up your own DOT, buy your own truck, buy your own trailer, and run strictly under your own DOT, yes, you can have that. But I will say, everybody's laughing at this Prime driver. That's, I don't know. I was going to turn the camera around. You know what? Here, watch this. You guys might be able to see it. A good old Prime over there. Instead of backing into a parking spot, look at how close. He's going to take out this guy's mirror, first of all. The trailer part is going to take out MGR. All because he didn't want to back into a parking spot. And the bad thing is, the more you go with this, the deeper you're going to get into shit. Oh, he might get it. He might get it. Good Lord. This is why everybody has dash cameras. Oi.
Say a command.
Oh, you shut up. Here, let me shut this one off. Mike Malcolm, good question. So yeah, like I said, you can definitely have a blank canvas, truck and trailer. Turn off the device, yes. You can definitely have a blank canvas, but you're going to have to run under your own DOT. That's not as easy as it sounds. That's something that I'm not even considering at this point. Now, running under your own DOT You are 100% responsible for everything. Getting all of your permits. If the you're you have to file for all this. All you have to file for your permits, wait for them to come in. You got to file for your New York HUD sticker. You got to wait for that to come in. You got to file for IFTA. You got to get a IFTA sticker. You're responsible. I mean, everything and anything that has to do with you registering, insuring, permitting a truck, you are 100% responsible for when you open up your own DOT. And it's not cheap either. Getting your own DOT numbers and stuff like that, it's not cheap. And it's not easy. I mean, there's a lot of paperwork involved and stuff like that. It's something that, I mean, I have discussed with other people, but I'm not interested in it. Now, if you have your own DOT, then obviously you're booking your own loads and all that stuff, and you'll get 100% of that. So, like what I did is my truck is latched on with MGR. I run under MGR's DOT. Now, even though I have to pay for my IFTA, I had to pay for the New York HUD. I have to pay for everything. However, they file it for me. They keep track of the IFTA for me. They do what I would call the backdoor shit. They take care of all the headaches that I don't want. So this is why I get paid 88% of the load instead of 100%. MGR takes 12% right off the top. And that's fine. Because like I said, they took care of all of my headaches, all the backdoor stuff. And like I said, they maintain it. So I'm okay with it. Now, when I get home, April and I have been discussing, she's actually going to be putting my name on the truck as well. So, my business and stuff will be on the truck. But the company that I purchased the truck from, which is RD, their logo's obviously on there, and it has to stay on there until the truck itself is paid for. But after that, yeah, they come off, and then I'll have mine on the door in big bold letters. But like I said, for now, when I get home, in fact, that's something that her and I actually have to discuss. I got to get that. I got to get her working on that. This way, it's done by the time I get home. I can just slap it on. Just say Heffernan Trucking. And then I was just telling her last night. I said I need 5-inch letters, and I need yeah, buddy, and I need them white. I'm thinking about putting them on the windshield, not on the truck. I don't want them on the truck, but I could put it like across the windshield, 5-inch letters right across the top. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. Darkslide says he got lucky. Yeah, I mean he definitely made that parking job a lot harder than what it needed to be. If I got a truck, I'd want my own DOT. You say that, but until you look into what it is that you got to do to get your own DOT, it's much easier going under somebody else's authority. But I mean, hey, more power to you. There may come a day that I'll get there, but I'm not pushing it. I'm perfectly fine right where I'm at. He asked if you had to buy your own ELD. We don't have. Why is April? Who asked if I had? Oh, Mike. Do you have to buy your own ELD, and how does that work for being an owner operator? All right, so when you're an owner operator, okay, well, let me back that up. When you're a company driver, you guys have Qualcomms, Garmin's, stuff like that in the truck, the big computers. We don't have those in here. My ELDs are ran off an app called Keep Trucking. So I have an app on my iPad, and it's all the same stuff. You go in on duty, pre-trip inspection, save. You got to sign your logs just like you do, on a Qualcomm or something like that. Now, I don't have that big gaping computer sitting in here. Like I said, everything's done by an app. Now, the company drivers, you guys get your load assignments through your computer, through your Qualcomm. They send over the load assignment, your fuel optimizer, your route solution, and any other BS that comes with it. Um, Me? No. How it works here is I call a broker. Now, this can go either way. I also have a dispatcher, which I'm absolutely loving the fact that I have a dispatcher because if I'm driving and a load pops up on the load board that is a good paying load or something, he'll send me a text and be like, "Hey, Al, I got this load here. It's paying, this amount. It's this heavy. It's going from A to B. Do you want me to try and book that load?" If I like that load, yes, book the load. And he'll book that load for me. Now, there's been a couple of times where, he couldn't find a load or whatever the case was, or he was busy doing something else. So when I was getting unloaded, I booked my own load. I went on the DAT board, booked up my own load. And, but what ends up happening is you get an email. The email, they send what's called a rate con. The rate con is it's a PDF file. You open it up on your device, and it could be anything from one to a couple of pages, long. And it's just the details: shipper, receiver, name, address, stuff like that. And it tells me what the load is paying. It's almost like a receipt. So they send you the rate con and through the email, and you look at the shipper's address, you go over there, you pick up the load, you look at the receiver's address, and you deliver the load. Sometimes you get into there's like a company called out there, or a company out there called FCFS. I've ran a couple of their loads, and what they do is you can arrive anytime between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. So if you're picking up a load for FCFS, you can get to the shipper anytime between 7 and 3, and then you deliver it whenever between 7 and 3. If you can make it there before 3 that day, you get it there. If not, you do it the next day. But everything's done email. I've got my email set to where it comes through my phone and the iPad. This way, if I'm doing something on my phone and I need to look at an email or something like that, I can bring it up on the iPad. Yeah, everything's done by an app. There's no Qualcomm, there's no computers, there's none of that beeping at you. New message. I got none of that. Let's see. Be safe. I'll watch later when I shut down. All right, Al. Appreciate you. Do you get your truck through MGR? Yes, I got my truck. It's actually through RD. I mean, if you look at the door on the side of the truck, it says RD on it. The trailer says MGR because I got the trailer through MGR. But yes, this one here, instead of me buying a truck through a dealership, I bought it through here. So, and it just worked out better for me this way because, like I got a friend of mine who bought a truck at a dealer, and this is actually still going on at this time. But he bought a truck through a dealer, and he goes, picks up the truck, and it's a long nose Peterbilt. It's got some years on it. But you would think that, the normal person would think, hey, you're buying it from a dealer, it should be in tip-top shape. Well, he went and picked up his truck, and he brought it to Pennsylvania where he lives, brought it to a garage to have them, DOT inspect it. And he had already signed all the paperwork and all that happy horse shit. the truck's his. Now he's got payments on the truck. And it turns out that it needs $26,000 worth of work before it'll pass a DOT inspection. I feel so bad for him. $26,000 worth of work. So instead of me getting involved in a headache like that, you can purchase a truck through MGR, well, RD. You can purchase a truck through them. They have Kenworths and Freightliners to choose from. So, and I mean, if you don't like the looks of a new truck payment, they do have older trucks that are a little bit cheaper than, for example, my truck. But yeah, that's what worked out best for me. He asked 3 times. Yeah, I didn't see it. Hopefully he was still here when I answered his question. Yep. So, yeah, I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of questions. And like I said, I bring them on. I'll answer anybody's questions. Comment here on the video. Like I said, you guys can reach out to me on Facebook. Um, I couldn't be happier. Now, don't take what I did as me telling you that you should do this. Because, like I said, a lot of people, things that aggravated me as a company driver may not aggravate you so much. I tell everybody, and I kind of stress this to Trucker Will, just be happy with what you're doing. Think about it like this. How many times have you guys seen a CR England truck that's got a 2 million miler or a 3 million miler? That means that guy's been there 20, 30 years. CR England has drivers that have been there for 20, 30 years. Crete and Schaefer, they've got drivers that have been there 20, 30 years. Prime has, drivers that have been there for 20, 30 years. And I mean, some people would say, why the hell would you stick with CR England for 30 years when you can get paid so much more? Yes, we are all out here working. We're all out here to make money. Some people are just happy where they're at. Yes, he can become an owner operator and make 10 times the money he's making, but he doesn't want to leave CR England. He's happy there, or somebody's happy there. Um, same thing with, like Crete and Schaefer. I mean, I've asked myself many a times, like, why the hell would anybody stay at a company driver with all of this bull crap for 20 to 30 years? There's no freaking way. I couldn't do it. Not in a million years. What I'm doing now, yeah, the freedom. I can go where I want, go home when I want, stay home as long as I want. Yeah, I could do this for 30 years. Easy, if I live that long. Dark Slice is noted. Now I just got to bite the bullet and start the process. Yeah, it's the hardest part is making the first leap. But once you're into it, just go with the flow. But once you and this was my thought when I was going through all of orientation and all the paperwork, and I had to sign the contract for the truck and um, all the permits, and I'm going through all this paperwork, and I'm reading everything I'm signing. My ex-wife taught me that one. Now there, I used to just I'd go to a dealership to buy a truck and just sign. Screw this reading shit. I just want the truck. Here, sign here. And she unloaded on me once about reading what I sign and how people can screw you over that way. So there's a lot of paperwork, and I went through it. I read it all, made sure that it all made sense, asked questions. And damn, dude, the way people freaking drive, man, I just don't get it. But yeah. So once you get through all the BS, you finally get your trailer. You finally get into your truck, and you're booking your first load. That's the best feeling in the world. The freedom. I got out on the interstate, opened this truck right up, and I watched it the first time go past 65, go past 70, tickle 75. I'm sitting there driving. I'm like, oh my God. It was the best feeling in the world. Let's see. By the time I buy a truck, hopefully that 2020 Pete will be cheap. Yeah. Peterbilts are good trucks. That's another thing. I couldn't be happier with my truck. Oh, for you poor bastards that are still driving Freightliners, get out of that truck. I cannot believe the difference from the Freightliner that I had, and that was a new Freightliner, to my Kenworth. This thing rides like I'm on a cloud. This is like the Cadillac of trucks. I mean, it floats. The bumps you don't even feel. And like I said to April, I mean, when I was driving the Freightliner over there at Schaefer, man, my wrists would be killing me, my hands, my back. I would be in so much pain every day. I'm popping, Aleve and ibuprofen, and it was just I was always bitching that I was in pain. In this truck, nope. I did an 11-hour drive, and I was like almost down to the minute. And I had done, I don't remember, April might remember the final number, but it was, um, I don't know, it was up there. More miles than I did at Crete. And no pain at all. My wrists, my hands, my back felt great. My neck, everything felt great. Big difference. Screw them fucking Freightliners. I am just wanting the freedom to be able to pick and go where I like and not forced to stay out 3 to 4 weeks at a time. Becoming an owner operator will fix that problem. You can, you pretty much, I mean, you book your own loads. I mean, even the, dispatcher, even if he books you a load, I mean, I could send him a text right now and say, hey, I want to go to Texas. Okay, I'll get you a load to Texas. Or I'll go on the DAP board, open it up, find a load going to Texas, book it, and then send him the email. Hey, I just booked a load, going to Texas. Um, you can pretty much go wherever you want. However, you want to go with the better paying loads. Going to Texas, yeah, they pay pretty decent. Like I said, I think my first load that I was gonna book was gonna go to Texas. But as an owner op, like I said, the only place I will not go is New York City. I don't care about any other part of this country. I'm not going to New York City. I've been there, done that, ain't doing it no more. I've had enough of it. So I really don't care where I go at this point. Um, I'm going where the money's going. I mean, if the money's going to, I went to Kansas City, I followed the money to Kansas City. If the money routes me up to, like, my next load, I pick up in Indianapolis and I take that up to Iowa. There I go. So now, this load that's going up to Iowa is going to put me right past the Iowa 80 truck stop. Guess who's making a pit stop and going shopping? You bet your ass. Yeah, I am. I've said it since I got into this truck that I want to get out to the Iowa 80. I got some things that I want to get for the truck. Here I go. So I took the load to Kansas City to Indianapolis, and now tomorrow I'll pick up go Indianapolis going up to I believe it's called Urbandale, Iowa, and like I said, the route I'm going to take because I can take my own freaking route. The route I'm going to take is going to put me right by past the truck stop, so I'm going to whip in there and go spend some money. You know, this is why we're out here, to make money so we could spend money. And I'm going to spend some money. I deserve it. Let's see, what else we got? I'm just wanting the freedom. Yes, the freedom. And yes, you can go home whenever you want. You don't have to stay out 3 to 4 weeks. I'm doing it, the whole 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I'll do it only because that's what I'm used to. And I enjoy this so much, I don't mind staying out here that long. Um, me going home, I'll go home 3, 4 days. By the fourth day, I know I'm gonna be like, screw this, I'm out. See ya. And then I come back out on the road. I'm so used to being out for 3 to 4 weeks, and like I said, I enjoy it so much that I don't mind staying out. I love it. Ralph says, "Good afternoon, everybody." Brandon says, "From a Toyota to a Caddy." Yeah, literally. Do you plan to do a shopping haul? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Left my ass up. Brandon says, "Hell yeah." Yeah, I got some stuff that I want to get for my truck. Um, yeah. I mean, I get the catalog. I mean, I haven't had one, I don't think. We'd have to check with April. But they were sending me a catalog like once a month. And I've got the last one where you can actually go online and order anything from that truck stop and they'll ship it right to your house. Um, I've got the catalog. It's there at home, but no, I'm going to go there in person. Yeah, buddy. Don't forget the train horns. Oh, yeah. The funny thing is, um, the horn that's on this truck is probably twice as loud as the Freightliner. And I remember when I pulled that horn to see what it sounded like, my first thought was, holy shit, I don't even need trade horns. This one's loud enough. But I want the train horns. I do. You need to tell me the color you want for the name on a truck. I need to order it. Yeah, we'll discuss that after. I already told you. I'll call you after the video. So, I almost can't wait to get up there. And then here's the other thing. I mean, when I get there, it's probably going to be the middle of the night, early morning hours, which is going to suck to try and find a parking spot. But I don't care. We'll shoe leather express it. I'll get in there. Yes, sirree. We's are gonna go shopping. I should make a list. because there's so many ideas in my head. I mean, typically what I would do is just walk through the whole damn store, go up and down every single aisle, and if I see something, take that and take this and take that. They don't have grocery carts there though, I don't believe. They may, I just didn't catch on the first time I was there, but I'm gonna need a grocery cart. Truck named Miss April? Negative. Oh, that's I haven't named this truck yet. Good call, Ralph. We got to name her. White lighting. White lightning. Oh, what can we name her? Hmm. I had this thought in my head, and holy crap, I can't believe I even thought about this that long. I can't even mention it. Moneymaker, nice. The vinyl is only $12.99 for 12-inch by 6 feet. Can I make a lot? I can make a lot out of that. All right, so order it. But yeah, I know you need the color, but I know we discussed this color before, but I'll have to call you when I get done with the video and go over it again, how I want it to look, the font and all that. But hmm, maybe I should I'll come up with 3 different names, and I'll put something up on the community side of this on YouTube, and we'll do a vote for names, not company. Need white too for yeah, buddy. Go ahead and order whatever you need. Yeah, that's got to get done. But I'll come up with 3 different names, and then I'll post a vote up on the community channel. We'll do a vote on the name. Dollar Express? No, can't do that. Skeletor, what's up, buddy? Fashionably late. I don't understand truck drivers that wear a mask while they're driving. He was the only one in there. I don't get it. Bella May. Kind of like that one. Hmm. Yeah. Good call, Ralph. Definitely got to name her. This way, when I talk about her, you guys, because it's not a matter of if she breaks down, it's when she breaks down. And I got to be able to scream at her. So she's going to need a name because she ain't going to like the name I give her when she breaks down. But I think I'm over the phase of, you know, hey, I could do 70 miles an hour. Let's do 70 or 75 or 80. I'm over that. Um, there was a part the other night. where speed limit was 70, and I had thought to myself, you know what, for shits and giggles, I set the cruise. That's another thing. I found out, I realized that I don't use the cruise anymore. Because there's, I mean, construction zones and stuff like that, it's always on and off and on and off and on and off. It gets ridiculous. But the other night I was sitting there driving and I turned on the cruise and I set it to 65. And I'm like, I mean, there's nobody out there, very few trucks. And I'm just coasting along at 65 miles an hour. I'm in no hurry. I was running crazy early. But I set that cruise to 65 and I'm like, how the hell do you guys even get anywhere anymore? I mean, 65 miles an hour. And I know 70 or 75 doesn't seem like a hell of a lot. But when I pass you like you're at a dead stop, and then like a minute later, you're out of sight behind me, it's like, how much further am I getting at the end of the day? You know, if I continue, you know, doing 75, well, 10 miles an hour, 10 hours of driving, it's 100 miles. 100 miles a day times 7, that's 700 miles a week. That's a whole load for me. So, gotta do the numbers. Imagine wearing a mask every minute. Must smell funny in the truck. No, I don't wear masks. I'm done with that bullshit. Al, have you run a load yet? Yeah, Mr. Fashionably Late. I'm actually on. Two, one, two, three. I just booked my fourth load. Shots fired. My cruise is broken. I'm at 62 all day. Oh, hell no. 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 Mm-mm. 62 miles an hour. And see, you know, that's something else. Like, I just had this thought in my head. And the voice in my head says 62 miles an hour. The company is putting you at 60, or your cruise is broke. So you're now stuck at 62 miles an hour. And you're getting paid by the mile. No. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I mean, you know, I was just talking to somebody about this today. I don't remember who it was. I talk to so many people now. It's my phone is nonstop. But I was talking to somebody today, and it's like 62 miles an hour, or even 65 miles an hour. They restrict what you can make. I mean, if you were to have that pedal down to the floor, you ran a 10-hour drive, and you had that pedal to the floor straight through. At best, you're doing 620 miles in a day. No, I'm with you. I stopped wearing a mask a long time ago. Yeah, I'm done with that shit. And I'll tell you, I've noticed it a lot more at the truck stops and shit. Um, the only time you'll ever see me wear a mask, I mean, I got one. It's not where it should have been. Right here. I got a mask. The only time I wear it is at a shipper and receiver, and that's out of respect for them. Some of the shippers and receivers, it's still mandatory. However, if I walk in and they're not wearing one, believe me, down. I know some of them are still mandatory, so that's the only reason why I have one. At the truck stops, I'm noticing it everywhere I go. Pennsylvania, Illinois, uh, Kansas City, Missouri, even here in Indiana. Nobody's wearing a mask. Everybody's over that bullshit. Nope. Ain't doing it. Trucker Hogan, what's going on, buddy? We got to get you rolling with the big boys now. Yeah, buddy. No, I'm over that old mask crap. That shit doesn't. I was never big on wearing a mask, anyways. I only wore a mask when when they were, it was mandatory. Shippers, receivers. Um, every once in a while, I'd wear one at a truck stop just so I didn't have to hear people bitch about it. Because if somebody says something wrong to me, I'm not one that's just going to sit there and give them a dirty look. We'll fight this one out. But these masks, if you can fart and still smell still smell it through your mask, it ain't doing a damn thing for you. That whole mask thing was a joke, an absolute joke. And honestly, and I know I'm gonna probably catch a lot of heat over this, but I think the whole COVID virus was blown out of proportion. Yeah, I said it. Yep, people died from it. I get it. I know, like a friend of mine's husband. I watched her on Facebook. She always, updated about her husband. Her husband went through hell, when he got it. My buddy Justin, he got COVID. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Um, you know, people sit there and say, well, all these thousands of people died from the COVID, when they got the virus. Yeah. How many people die from the flu? Think about that. And the flu, you don't hear about that shit no more. I mean, when the flu came out many years ago, whenever it did come out, it was a whole pandemic. Oh no, it's the flu. They did all the same shit. Now it's just a common thing. People get it. It is what it is. And these are my opinions. I mean, so don't hate me for, having my own opinion, but it is what it is. I honestly think it was hyped up to be more than what it was. It was something new. It's something different. The whole vaccine for it, I think, is a crock of shit. The flu has been out for many, many years. And every person I know that has ever gotten the flu shot ended up sick within a week. I, for one, have never had the flu shot. Never. Not once. I may get the flu maybe once every 5 years. And I end up in the hospital every time because for whatever reason, there's something with my system that when I get the flu, I dehydrate instantly. So the longer I continue with the flu and everything inside of me coming out, I get more and more dehydrated. And it happened about 3 years ago. So I probably got about another year or two before I'll end up with it again. But I go to the hospital and it's the same thing. I'm in and out in a few hours. And we've already got it down. The hospital that I go to, they have it in the computer system that if I come in there with the flu, this is what needs to be done. I get a certain kind of medication for the nausea or whatever. I get a nice heavy dose of what's called Dilaudid. Amazing stuff. And I get 3 bags of saline, sometimes 4, depending on how long I waited to go to the hospital. That is the routine. Now, it's also in the computer that if I was to come in there with flu-like symptoms, that I am to be treated immediately. So I bypass everybody that goes to the ER. I walk up, say, hey, I got the flu. Here's my name. They punch it in the system. The warning comes up, and they said, okay, come on back. I go into triage. They take my temperature. They put me in a room. They put me in an IV, and they give me my shots and my bags of saline. Couple hours, I'm in and out. And I walk out of the hospital feeling like $1,000,000. This whole COVID thing, I'm sorry. I think it's, yes, I understand people have died from it, children have died from it, but this shit happens all the time. This ain't nothing new. How many people die from the flu? How many children have died from the flu? I mean, it's hyped up to be what it is. And for them to come out with a vaccine for it within a year, I think is a crock of shit. How long have these medical professionals, scientists, been working on a vaccine for cancer? How long have they been working on a vaccine for all these diseases that are out there? Parkinson's, all this shit. And they got nothing. You hear all of these billionaires that donate millions and millions and millions of dollars to, cancer research and Parkinson's and all this other stuff. They can't get a vaccine for it and they can't find a cure for cancer to save their fucking life. But yet they came out with a vaccine within a year of a new virus that was killing people left and right. Horseshit. I know some people who have gotten the vaccine shots and ended up with COVID full force. It just, no. This government is a joke. And, I've always said that I will not get into politics and I don't do religion and all that crap on here. And I'm not going to do politics, but personally, I say fire every single fucking person in the government and just get rid of it altogether. They're useless. So there's that. Let's see. Mike says, I agree with you. Yeah, I hear you. Can't wait for all this masking and COVID crap to be over with. It's a flu. A combo. Yeah, my wife got COVID. I still never got it. Immune system be like, yeah, right. Yeah, it was created to call the masses. There's a lot of reasons why people say it was, created. COVID has already been around. Elviston Biolab says vaccine is dangerous. Yeah, I agree. Personally, I think there's something else in that vaccine that the government wants you to have. 8 Yankee players all vaxxed and have it. Yeah, no L. They won't cure them. The rich will lose millions or billions of dollars. Yeah, I know. I mean, like when they say like a cure for cancer, I'm willing to bet that there's probably a cure out there that if they were to give everybody this cure, I mean, they've been researching this longer than any of us have been alive. But personally, I think that there's a cure out there, but the government knows that they're going to lose a shit ton of money. I mean, think about what it costs for, chemo treatments and, radioactive treatments and all the stuff that they do for cancer. I mean, I watched my father-in-law go through it, and some of the, thank God he had the insurance that he did, but the money that was spent because of his illness is disgusting. The whole medical thing, I think, is personally a scam. I really do. I mean, even for me, when I went through all that bullshit with the doctors and everything, and they wanted me to do the MRI for my back, $10,000 for them to do a 30-minute scan on my back. It's a $10,000 test. The biggest crock of shit I've ever seen in my life. This is why I don't do doctors. I mean, you guys know. I mean, when I had my heart attack, April took me into the hospital. They hooked me up to the EKG. Yep, definitely had a heart attack. Blah blah blah. And then they wanted me to see a cardiologist and this doctor and that doctor. It's like, fuck you. Going back to work. I thought some kid found a cure for cancer and the government shut him down. Probably. Yeah. But you know, the way, like I said, the way that they look at it is if they cure cancer, that's a huge medical expense that's no longer going to happen. I mean, look at like, you know, I mean, I've got kids. You know, when you take your kids to the doctors, you have a baby, you take them to the doctors, and every time you go, they're getting shots and vaccines and this and that. And if they came up with a cure for it or a vaccine for it, and now all of these kids get a vaccine for cancer to where they'll never get cancer, the government would lose so much money. They'd be lost. They'd be broke. Well, time to go. Pass out. Driving tonight around 1 a.m. Give me a call later. Yeah, I don't have your number there, Adam. I'll get it. I'll get it from Will. But yeah. You know, it's just like I said. These are just my personal opinions on that stuff, and I mean, I know some people might take things a little bit differently or think that things are a little bit more serious than what I do. But yeah, I'm all set with it. You know, it is what it is. So now that we're done talking about that, I'm gonna cut the video here, and I got some stuff that I want to get done, and I'm gonna try. I know I say this every time. I'm gonna try to record this next one. Um, I want to start getting back into, you know, vlogging some of these trips and, you know, going around the country and stuff like that. So now that I have a device that, you know, could take 4K videos at 60 frames a second, I still haven't done one. So I'm trying, folks. I'll get one out there. But you know, like I said, I just wanted to get settled in, learn the way that things were done, and you know, now that I'm more comfortable with the process on everything, um, I'm finding that I have much more time to get enough rest and do the things that I want to do and the things that I enjoy to do. So um, hopefully I can get back into a routine with you know, vlogging videos. So that is the game plan. Says word, can't wait. Get a drone too for your overhead shots. I've got a drone. That's another thing. I got $1,000 drone sitting at home, and the only thing I need to do is order batteries for it because the battery that I have has a dead cell in it. So I got to order batteries for that. So, but that's something else. I need to get that thing fired up, and yeah, I think that would be cool as shit. So, yeah, buddy, we'll get back into it. I just gotta stop being lazy and do what I need to do. But I will see you guys soon.